Welcome once again to Stephen Follows Instructions, episode 13 of the great migration to the OVH Virtual Private Server, or VPS. I can't really summarize the whole thing, but basically I set up a virtual private server. I've documented all of that in the earlier parts of this. Set up an Apache web server and Maria database, and I've been migrating my Grasshopper application and websites over to it. Not sure how I'll continue with this series. I might just continue, OVH 14, 15, 16, or I might start titling them different. I have other things I'll be migrating to the new VPS. I need to migrate a WordPress installation. I need to migrate some Python services. So, there'll be interesting and neat stuff being moved over. But I want to at least get the basics of the Grasshopper stuff migrated. You can see here, this is the MOOC.ca domain listing. So you can see I've got these three done. These three don't actually link anywhere. This is really old. I could probably just remove them. Data I had issues with because I can't find it. EL30 I've moved over. Ethics is the big one I need to move. Fred was a test one, so I don't need to move that. FTP, no. MOOC.ca is the main MOOC site. I need to do that. ple.mooc.ca. I'm not sure what that is. Plank I've lost. REL 2014 is a static site that I need to move over. More testing. Again, Plank is lost. And that's about it. So the big one I want to do today, and it is a pretty big one, is ethics. Right now, ethics.mooc.ca isn't up. It's one of the major pieces of work that I've done over the last 5-10 years. So I want to really make sure that that gets up. So that's what we'll do today, is ethics. I gave Grasshopper a prompt, I gave ChatGPT a prompt. So we'll just copy this prompt. This is the one I made at the end of the last episode. And we seem to be missing the general instructions part of this one, so I'll make sure that those are added to the new chat as well. So let's open up a new window then for that new chat. ChatGPT. So I'll put that in, and I won't hit enter just yet. I'll go back to the old chat, and let's go back up to the top. We want to preserve these general instructions. Here we go. Operator preferences, important. Control C, keep commands minimal and explicit, etc. So, okay, so the new site is ethics.mooc.ca, and shift enter. Important. Do not guess. One step at a time. No DB rights without explicit approval. No refactoring unless requested. Keep commands minimal and explicit. Okay, now what else have we got here that I might want to keep in mind? I don't know if File system layout. Let's come back here. I think I want some of the other information that was at the start too. Maybe. See, I don't know how much it kept. Right, so it dropped quite a bit in that last handoff. Maybe I'll go to the handoff before. Which would be here, I think. Okay. Right. Instructions to assistant. No speculative fixes. Oops. User's experience and what's precision over speed. We'll put those also into this. All right. Let's go back. And I want to include, okay, I want to include this if I can. Yeah, we definitely want to do this. Oh, here we go. Let's get all of this. Oops. Okay, and I'll have to edit that, but I want to get that in. I'll put it up near the top here. Oh yeah, CGI test. We do want to record that. All right, let's put that in. Control V. Environment authoritative. Okay, that's good enough. That should be enough. At a certain point, I'm going to start uploading files maybe, but I don't need to do that just yet. So let's go with that. So I'll close this one and then I'll just move this over so it's in a familiar spot. Close tab. I don't need that one. And there's the channel content. And actually we're up to episode 12 now. And we're on 13. That's the one that's live right now. If you're watching, I don't know why you would be, but if you're watching and you want to make comments, I can see any comments that you make into YouTube in my chat window here. I might not see them right away because I'm focusing, but if you do comment, I'll respond. That said, I haven't had one comment yet in this whole series. I've had some views. I don't know why. So it's getting some views. This one, Grasshopper, got 29 views. Why? I don't know. Anyhow. Oh, and I've already got a view for today. How about that? So there was maybe briefly somebody watching. Probably very briefly. But that's okay. All right, let's see what ChatGPT had to say. Okay, run exactly this on the old server. Right. So that's what we're going to do. So we need to go into the old server. That was on OVHCloud. And it's probably in here. Right, because we're okay, so let's go into it. Oh, I'm not logged in. Okay. Leave page. Let's just verify. I'll just take a look quickly into the FTP. So this is the data server. There's ethics, and the other one, I think it's not there, is it? Yeah, it's not here. So this is the only place it could be, is on the data server. So let's come back up here. So that's this server. So we'll pop in, we'll go into the application service, into the web SSH. We'll run that command. All right. Okay. Oops. Control V, and we'll run it. So that should create the archive for me. It looks like it's going to take a few seconds. Maybe more. There we go. And we'll now open it up. Open up into the file system. You know how long it took me to remember all these little icons here? Oh my goodness. It was like forever. I know I sound like a valley girl when they say something, speak like that, but it really did feel like forever. So var www ethics.mooc.ca, and it should be right here. Here it is, and we will download it. It's going to take a while probably. So let's go back and we'll look and see what it says. You should have. Tell me once the tarball exists. Okay, so we'll download it. Tarball exists and I'm going to save it in a good spot this time instead of just randomly the way I have been. Okay, so we'll see now. Where is it? Oh, right, it's going to be in here. There it is. Show in folder. And we are going to save it in websites, ethics.mooc.ca is where we're going to save it. So there it is. Control C. Just put that in like that, just to make it easier to copy the whole thing. And I'll minimize that now. I don't need it anymore, and we'll tell ChatGPT where it is. And it'll give me the SCP command, which I will run from my local instance of PowerShell. So here it is. I'll copy the code, go into the local instance of PowerShell. We'll run this. It'll upload to the temporary directory in the VPS. It's going to take a little bit, but that looks good. And then we'll verify that it's there. Expected results. Okay. So I'll just type copied. So we're going to extract and normalize the permission. So first of all, we'll create the directory for it. moving along pretty fast now, eh? Now we're doing that inside the VPS. So the way this works is in the VPS I use shared directories. So this is in the main VPS, these directories, and that's what I'm making here. And then Grasshopper will share these directories, and other services will share these directories as needed. So I've made the directory, come back, and we'll copy the code over script components. I really don't know what that means. I'm curious, let's ask. In tar, what does script component equals 1 mean? I'm doing this more. Modify the names by removing a specific number of leading directory components. Okay. So what that's doing is it's not going to create HTML slash the files. It's going to remove the first HTML and just put it into HTML the way it should be. That saves us having to move everything after we've extracted it. Okay. I knew it was doing that, I just didn't know how it was doing that. So let's go back into here. So there's the command. Hit enter. And it should, it's going to take a little bit of time. All right. So everything should be in that correct directory now. And we're going to change the owners and the permissions on it, just normalize them. We might not actually change them, but we're going to normalize them. Whoops. Got a little ahead of myself there. Well, yeah, we do want to remove, right, so we want to remove the, yeah, there it is, it's a little ahead. So first we're going to normalize everything. So let's do that. That changes the permissions and the ownership of all the files in the subdirectory so that we can actually use them. And then we're going to remove the old installation of Grasshopper, since we're using a single common instance of Grasshopper that's running in a Docker container. Pretty informative, huh? Okay, that completes step 1, static ready. Okay, perfect. Step 2. Okay, so we're going to go to Cloudflare and change this. And so let's go into Cloudflare. Where is Cloudflare? Here we go. Cloudflare. And we'll go into ethics. And that's the old IP address. This is the new IP address. DNS only. We'll save. And that's going to take a few seconds to propagate. Okay. Do not proceed until the DNS resolves properly. We'll verify it locally, so we'll go back into PowerShell. Yeah, I don't have dig locally. It's kind of annoying. I don't really need it, but it's kind of annoying. So it'll run anyways. There we go. So it is propagating. Okay. And www.ethics. I don't think I need that. Do we even have that? No. Yeah. So DNS ready for ethics.mooc.ca, not using www.ethics.mooc.ca, so we won't need to change anything in Caddy. So I'll just tell it that. Okay, Caddy site block required. Okay. No, so this enables Acme and HTTPS. Caddy takes care of all of that for me, which I really like. All CGI is going to go to the Apache CGI. No legacy static CGI being involved, already removed. Exactly. So Caddy is the reverse proxy. So what it does is when requests come into my VPS on port 80 or port 443, it'll handle those requests, and then according to the Caddy file, send the request to the appropriate service. So the Caddy file is here, so we'll nano it. Which is just an editor, so we'll open it up in the editor. There it is. You can see the previous sites where we've done the same thing. And so we're going to add the ethics. That's wrong. All right, it's done this wrong. So I'm going to fix it. Control C. Because we've had this before. We've had issues with this before. Okay. Import static indices. See, first we handle the Acme well-known challenge, then we handle the CGI bin, then we handle this last link. So I'm going to go down to this and put this in last. Right. Oops, what's happened here? Oh, it didn't copy is what happened here. Okay, we're going to go out. Okay, I'm going to copy this, Control C, and we're going to X out of here, Control X, save modified buffer, no, and I'll go back here. This is wrong. Here is the correct way to set up the site in Caddy file. Example from a different site. Paste that in. Oh crap, it just kept the old version. Alright, let's come back here. Alright, more Caddy file. And then I'll just pick up one of these. Okay, EL30. Control C. Hopefully that copied properly. Okay. Yep, that's better. All right. So it's wrong. You're right. I used a simplified. Exactly. That's better. Gotta watch out. ChatGPT makes mistakes like that, right? And it doesn't remember things like this. I should probably be, like I was thinking of uploading files, I should probably upload the Caddy file and the Docker compose file, etc., along with some of the scripts, but it's good enough that I caught it. So Control C. Now let's go back in here and we'll do the correct. And I'm going to put it after change before EL30. Order doesn't really matter, but probably should have put it out. I could put them in alphabetical order, but that's way too much work. Okay, Control X, save, modified buffer, yep, okay. And now we'll need to reload the caddy file, I believe. Okay, yeah, there we go. There's the command to reload. So let's reload the caddy file. And that's all fine. Says some information and then a warning. Caddy input is not formatted the way it would like it to be, but it's close enough and it doesn't matter. So now we'll try to load our ethics site and we'll see what happens. And there it is. Again, we might see some interior content. Yep. Perfect. That's the way I like it to work. Okay, now we're going to need to migrate the database. HTTPS OK. And that, for the record, is how you set up a static web server in your own VPS using Caddy. It's that simple. Well, it's not that simple, but once you've set up Caddy, it is. Okay, run only this URL. So that should be to run the server test. So let's bring this over here. Paste and go. Oh, database access successful? How can that be? Where does it think it's accessing? I don't see how it can be successful. Site exists. ethicsmooc.ca. Multi-site exists. How can that be? All right, that shouldn't have worked. It says database access successful, but we haven't mounted the database yet. That's not right. That shouldn't be. So we need to have a look at the multisite.txt. So that'll be somewhere. I always forget where that is. Oh, okay. Right, it falls back to the default. Okay. Right, let's check and see if it's in. There's the multi-site. Right, so we're going to check that. Right, no ethics entry. Okay. So it's using the fallback default mapping. So, okay. Now, that's interesting because it's saying this to some DB. I don't think that's what's happening, but I could be wrong. I mean, in the ideal world, that is what should happen, but I don't think that's what's happening. But anyhow, it doesn't matter. We need to add our one tab delimited line. I want to mount the database first and do this after. So I want to mount the database first and edit multi-site after. Although that does make me wonder when I'm accessing I need a way of testing. Okay, so I need to dump the database. Right. Okay. I am a bit concerned about that. What could it possibly be accessing? I want to edit the file so that edit the CGI file so that it tells me what database it's accessing. That seems to me really important. So here's the output. It doesn't say, right? Database access successful. That's all it says. So let's edit that. Okay. Okay, so let's go up. ls cd apps grasshopper ls cdsrc ls nope. I want to edit server test basic.cgi. So it tells me what database I'm accessing. Yeah. There we go. Sites, oh, it's in site. Okay. Apps grasshopper site. Site. And CGI bin. Right. Okay. So let's copy nano. All right. So I'm editing that file now. I'm just going to come down here. Providing CPAN help. Okay. And now the database access. Test database access. Oh, jeepers. I'm going to have to go into Grasshopper itself, grasshopper.pl, and then report that back somehow, because it doesn't show here, right? It just says successful if I was able to create the site. So let's exit this. Let's go into CGI bin. Let's nano into grasshopper.pl and Control F for find package grasshopper site. There it is, and we'll go down. So what we're going to do is, so it'll do the DB Connect here somewhere where it does, yeah, here we go, DB info, right? So there it's finding the database, right? Unless self database name. Okay, oh, so it should actually be there in database name. Well, it might not be. Self DBH, self database name. I wonder if, geez, that might be a hole too. I'm just gonna, oops, self database pwd equals nothing, and same with the user. Database user equals nothing. That way these aren't available later on. Now, I'm not sure that they would be, but they might be, but this will make sure that they're not. So, okay, that seems to me to be kind of important. Now, let's go back here. Self database name. So let's see if I can print that out. Oh, site database equals database access successful. Print database name. And then $site database. That doesn't, oh, okay, that wiped out all of that other stuff. Anyways, okay, fine. So, yeah, I did wipe out all of that other stuff. Site database name. All right, so it was safe. Now it's extra safe. Okay. Alrighty, now let's run this. Database name el30.mooc.ca. Okay, there's the problem. So it shouldn't be picking up el30.mooc. Oh, I see. Maybe it's just going to report the most recent database. Huh. Yeah. Right, because as long as it has a name, it's fine. So let's... Okay. Let's go back into Grasshopper. I wonder how many issues I've had where this has been the problem. Oops, Control X. Control X. We'll save the buffer. Okay, Control F. Package. Grasshopper. Okay, so here we are. Okay, cycling, so it gives itself a default, right? Right, assign defaults with the first line. Right, and if so maybe we accidentally have the first line as el30.mooc.ca. Let's just check that then. Control X. All right, so cd data. And now I'm going to do this off the screen so that you don't see it, because there's passwords in here. And then we'll multi-site .txt, and I know I need to make this more secure. Yeah, it's just whatever the last one was. Huh. Okay, well, while I'm in here editing this file, fix.mooc.ca. The database. Okay, I think, why did I not detect this error in 20 years of running this software? Because I always had different usernames . I always had different usernames for different databases, but now I'm using the same user. So it would, with the wrong username, of course, it would generate an error, but I'm using the same. And even though I'm accessing the wrong database, it's not generating that error. Crazy. So I'm going to have to fix that. Okay. Now, Control X, and we'll save it. Yes. Now, watch. Oh no, this will probably generate an error because now the database I'm trying to access doesn't exist. Yeah. See? So what's happening then is, okay, I can come back in here now. Oops, I'm in the wrong directory. Up. All right, and Control F. Package. Grasshopper. site. All right. I really should just remember the name of the subdirectory, but I'm slow. Okay, DB info. Okay, so my line. Okay, so here's what's happening. This is actually executing this. No, it isn't. Somehow. This is hitting on every line, and it shouldn't. That's what the problem is. Split line. Okay, let's just put a print in here. Hit, and then so st host, and we'll put br and a backslash. Okay, Control S. Now let's see what we got. Bare word. Oh, I made a typo. Oh yeah. Oh jeez. Like that. Yes. Control S. Let's try that again. Okay, it's only hit MOOC. Then why was it hitting on the other one? We need a little bit more diagnostics here. I'm not incrementing count. Yes, I am. But I'm only. Okay, this is a new error, not an old error. I'm incrementing count in the wrong spot. I betcha. So I'm assigning the defaults with every line. Okay. Okay, this will fix it. All right, that's good. That's what I wanted. Okay, Control X. All right, and let's just test this. This will still produce exactly the same result, but more to the point, I know it won't connect. Well, in fact, let's just test that to be sure. Probably not necessary, but so what I'm going to do is edit the multi-site so that it doesn't match the URL. Control-S. And now I'll try running this. Yes, that's right. Database connection error for DB name. So if I get that, that's the default, right? And connect to server, da 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 da. Okay, that's exactly the result I should get. Okay, so let's fix multi-site file, Control-S, and I don't need to go back into that. All right. Okay, back to the old one, and we're good. Okay, nice, very nice. Okay, okay, that problem is solved. Now we need the database, so let's go into the right one. You know, one of the things I'm going to add to my VPS is phpMyAdmin or some database management program, because it's really nice having this. All right, EL30. It's the other one. All right, ethics. So let's export this. And so we'll go. Okay. Oh, it's just post. Let's try that again. Ethics. And now we'll export and hopefully get the whole thing this time. There we go. Ethics SQL. Show in folder. And again, we're going to put it in the ethics website location here. There it is. ethics.mooc.ca. I know, I have two. Hope that's not a problem. Okay, so go back here. And trying to find the last time I uploaded, and I told it where it was. It's still up about here. Here we go. All right, SQL file exists at ethics.sql. And I misspelled SQL. I don't know how you can do that, but all right. And I'm pretty sure that is the correct location. Yep. Okay. Let's come back to Grasshopper. So we'll SCP it. Again, that's something new that I've learned doing these. Oh, not that one. This one. Oh, come on. This one. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it's over here. Okay. Come on. There we go. And from the local PowerShell, SCP, so that loads it. This is so cool, right? It just uploads it into my and this would only work with the key access without, well, maybe it could demand a password and user ID and password, but I'm using the key, so it just checks the key and does all that automatically in the background. So from my perspective, it just uploads. So 31 megabyte database. I'm having issues with my mouse. It's not staying down when I want it down. Okay. The information. Perfect. Next step requires explicit approval. Okay, we will reply exactly this. Approve DB right for ethics. Okay. So, copy SQL into the MariaDB container. Right. This, we keep getting caught up on this one. So we'll do that. System, oh, we'll do that on the VPS. So that's a Docker copy into a container. That's, again, one of these really useful things that I didn't know existed. All right, next. Open the MariaDB shell. It'll prompt for the root password, which I have handy here. So, go back into the VPS. Enter password. So let me get my password. Again, having issues with my mouse. There we go. And it's a problem because sometimes, you know, if it registers down, up, you might actually gibble the order of your password and then you're in trouble. Okay. Excellent. It's going to remember all the steps this time. Okay, so we're going to copy the code. Paste anyways. Okay. And we'll grant the privileges. Paste anyways, because it's a multi-line command. We'll exit. Bye. And DB imported. And now we'll test. And I've already done that. We don't need to tell this guy that we already did it. I edited by hand and fixed and changed multi-site. TXT. correct. So we'll run it on the VPS. Oh, it's testing to make sure it's in. Right, it wants to test and make sure I did it correctly. Good enough. So this will grep, in other words, search for the line and idiotically show the bloody password. Stupid ChatGPT. Despite being told explicitly you gave me a command that exposed a password on my video. Now I need to change the password for grasshopper plank. Sorry, but it was stupid. You shouldn't have done that. So I'm going to have to change the password. Okay. Enter password. This is the root password. This is really annoying that I have to do it. And I probably should have checked what it was telling me to do more closely. Alright, and we'll run this SQL command. Thanks, clear. But new strong password here, right. So let's move this so that you can't see it, people. And so we'll do the first and then we'll do the second. And no, the password won't be new strong password here. Just letting you know. Although I'm happy if you try. Okay. That's the first one. Do the second one. Oops, cancel. All right, and let's get the new strong password again. And we'll put it into the command. Flush the privileges. Okay. So now access should fail. access denied. Perfect. So that's using the old password, and now what we'll do is, okay, well, we'll exit from here, and now we'll edit the multi-site. All right, okay, there we go. Okay, edit the multi-site and put in the new password where we need to, which is, well, everywhere. No, the password is not flush privileges. Copying the password. All right. Okay. Now into the next line. Okay, into the next line. And into the next line. And into the last line. I'm going to have to check one of those lines because it acted a wee bit weird on me. Alright. Alright, no, that looks right. Oh, I see. Okay, good. Control S, Control X. Now I should be able to access. Nope. Database connection. Access denied. Crap. Let's see if it's just ethics or the rest of them too. Well, that sort of worked, sort of didn't. We're having all kinds of issues now. Okay. So for some reason, okay. Right, we're going to have to go back in and probably grant access to the user. All right, so we'll go in as root. Okay, so we're back into the database. Let's show the grants. Identified by password. And I believe that's probably a different password, isn't it? Oh, it's definitely a different password. How wild is that? It's not even close to what it should be. Okay, that was... That's right, show grants for Grasshopper Plank. Should be all right. No additional grant is needed for the new ethics database. Still using the old password hash. Okay, so I'm gonna have to try altering. Okay. Because it's quite right, it didn't seem to take. So, and probably an error in the way I put it in. Oh. Well, I thought I changed it, but maybe there's an issue here somewhere. All right, I'm gonna have to go out of this. Control X, exit. I'm getting frustrated. Can you tell? All right. Here. Oh, that's where the difference was. Okay. So I probably copied it wrong. Probably copied it wrong. Okay. That would explain everything. All right. Okay, now we'll go flush those privileges, or go set those privileges. Okay, thanks. So first we have to enter the root password to go back into the database. So we'll do that. Now we'll alter user first one. And we'll get the password, the correct password. Not that one. This one. so persnickety. It's got to be exactly right. And now we'll do the next one. All this is extra time caused by ChatGPT not being careful, and more to the point, explicitly doing something that I explicitly told it not to do. And it's really annoying when it does that. Okay. Yeah. That's going to be a syntax error. There we go. That'll do it. Damn it. We have to do it again. I made a mistake and forgot to delete one of the extra single parentheses. And then once that was done, there was no coming back from it. Identified by password. Okay. Right, good. Flush privileges. VILEGES. All right. Reload. Forward. That one works, except for that error. And I don't know why we're getting that error, but we'll leave that aside. Because it was called something different. What did we call the database? What did we call the ethics database? Called it ethics. Okay. That's why I'm getting okay. That's why I'm having errors accessing it. I called it something different in multisite.txt, so I'll go change that. Control S. Now it should work. There we go. Okay. Now let's see what the problem is here. This frame, show only this frame. I imagine it's trying to write something. Okay, so that's the login widget. It's probably trying to write some sort of diagnostic message. So let's try running it from inside. All right, so I'll come back here to ChatGPT. Okay, access works, but login login widget is showing an error. So let's see what it will recommend for finding it. Got it, won't guess. All right. We'll run this on the VPS and see what it says. Control S. All right, let's just, okay, I've cleaned the screen so now you can see it again. See what the error is. Bad header. Hit ethicsmooc.ca. Okay, that's the error. Where did I put that into my script? I put that in Grasshopper. Didn't I? Yes, I did. So we'll edit the Grasshopper script. Look at all this effort I had to go through just to fix. There we go. Yeah, I'm in the right spot. Okay, Control F, HIT, and there's the problem. Control S, and now it'll probably work fine. Yep. Okay, solved the error. And you see, why did this help? I don't know where the log is. So apparently you just type docker logs and it'll tell you. But I didn't know that. All right, so let's see if I can remember how to log in. Ethics.mooc.ca. Well, let's try this one and see if it works. Nope. Oh, salt must be exactly 16 octets. That's, wow, that's weird. You might have a different type of login. And I don't remember. User does not exist, one user exists. Okay. We're getting an error. Logging in as the admin user. Right, we're going to try to find where we're running this. Wow, that's crazy. We're finding the exact See, this would have been more difficult for me. Right, all the different places that I run it. Now the problem is a lot of that is test script. Excuse me. Is it an editor? I don't know if login widget calls the editor or not. Well, let's look at, okay, login, server test, basic. I have no idea what it did there. Grep, R-I-N. Sudo grep, R-I-N. Search cursively, case insensitive, the line number. Okay, so it's actually looking in the scripts for these. And exclude pods. Okay, which is documentation stuff. All right. Let's look. Relevant script. So forget how much of it we there we go. Okay. For saltivites. So I don't even know if I'm actually using that bit of the code. Let's verify that first before we try to do anything. Okay, so that's in CGIBin login.editor login.pl. Okay, so cd, or no, it's just now editor login.pl, and we're going to look for blowfish or something, right? EKS blowfish. So Control F. It's got to be uppercase, lowercase, just the E, because it's case sensitive, right? So EKS. Okay, there we go. Now, what line am I on? Can't tell. I thought there was a display that would tell me what line I'm on. Oh, it doesn't matter. We're here. Die, you dummy. There. Now, if if I get that error message, that'll tell me. Okay, so okay, we are using that. All right. Okay. Now it's gonna try to do something fancy, maybe. Okay, make two changes right after line 281. So let's go to line 281. 281. Okay, my salt equals shift. I will copy the code. Okay. And we'll just erase this. I'm just sort of worried that I'm accidentally including bad. Okay. Just want to make sure I don't. Okay, so that's. Okay. Let's just work on this. We don't need to reload the whole thing. Valid salt length at line 285. Okay. Now what was the second change? Oh, valid salt length. Can check password, downgrade the extracted salt. So after 293, copy code. 293. Okay. Okay, so Control F, 293. Oh, that's the old 293. Oh, 293 not found. 293. Yeah, that's the old. Okay, so we added a couple of lines. It's tricky, right? Because it's not 293 anymore. Because we added, well, about like 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines added. So it's actually 297. My salt equals, copy code, equals split hashed password. Downgrade the extracted salt before using it. Okay. I have a feeling I might be messing things up here. Oh, okay, it's got to be here. All right. Don't know what that tilde is there for. Okay. Control S. Oh, it does it twice, doesn't it? I see what you mean. We don't need to do it twice. Okay. Let's see what happens. Send the same information again. And we're getting invalid salt length. Okay. Right, we have an existing stored password whose salt portion is not 16 bytes, probably. So we'll have to do a one-time password reset for the admin user. Right. Okay. Let's check, first of all, with this code that the old stuff still works. All right, it's back up here. No, it isn't. Ah, Stephen. No, that's not it. Where did my... Okay, ethics. Huh. Okay. Server test basic. Let's go to EL30. Okay, that still works. Okay, good. All right, let's... see. It's 267 to whatever. Okay, so we'll go back to here. Okay, here is the edited code. It fails on fx.mooc.ca with. It succeeds on el30.mooc. Paste the code. It only gave me two. It didn't copy that. Maybe that copied it. I did right click a couple times. Nope, it did not copy it. Okay, let's save. Control S. Let's cut. Control K. Let's paste. Control U. There's that tilde again. I wonder what that signifies. Oh, now it's really messed up. Let's just X out of here. No. Let's cat login.pl. Okay, let's more it. Cat editor login.pl. Okay. Now we'll just copy it from this. Salt. There we go. Ooh, it's still in there. That means it's probably going to fail. Yep. Why did it throw that in there? I have no idea why. Okay. Well, come on. What was the line number? 272. Control. 272. There it is. Control S. And actually, let's give it a space or two. Control S. Okay. Well, there's all this crap here that was added a couple of times, it looks like. So we don't need that for sure. Control S. Okay. Control X. Now let's cat it. And so encrypt the password. Okay. Come back here to grass. Okay. Here, paste that in. Here is the current script. No E in fails, and we'll capture that error now. Oh, EL30 works. Okay. ethics.mooc.ca will fail with. Oh, and it works. Oh no, right. It's still going to produce an error. Okay, so yeah, so somehow I guess the password got gibbled. So it'll analyze that and say what the problem is, and we know what the problem is. The problem is a gibbled password. It's a data format issue in the ethics database. Could confirm the salt length. I don't need to test, we'll just do it. Let's do, forgot the word do. Oops. Yeah, it figured it out. Okay. We'll identify the person. So we'll copy the code. Oh, we have to go into MariaDB first, but I think we have a way to do that. Oh, but I'm going to have to put in the... Okay. No problem. We can go into MariaDB. password in. Access denied. Uh-oh. There we go. Must have copied it wrong. Okay. We'll copy this and run it. It's not ethics people, it's ethics person. Table name for users is person. Like I say, it forgets a lot. Doesn't know the structure. Okay. So we want person title. Title is used to log in. Now we'll do it. And it'll be, I think it'll be admin in this case. Yep. Let's give him this information. Generate a correct bcrypt value. Okay, now if I remember this from before, it's going to ask me to enter in the password, and then it'll generate the encrypted password. Oh, I think I have to exit out of here, don't I? In the VPS shell, not Maria, right. So exit. We'll run this. No. Control C. Try that again. Oh. Let's copy this again. All right. There we go. And it's still an error. Which is kind of weird because it should be able to locate it. If the VPS doesn't have it, the Grasshopper host has it. We'll run it there. Okay, now we have it. This is the encrypted version of it. It's not the actual password. Now we'll set it to the admin user. So we're going to have to go back into the database. Again, this is all the weird sort of stuff that can go wrong with you. Here we go. And the root password once again. And we'll come back here. Copy this code. So we can select the person from person where the person ID is. Okay, that's fine. And oh, we have to put it in first. Okay. Update person. Okay, that's okay, great. And then we're going to check. That makes sense. All right, one changed, warning 0. That's good. Now we'll check, confirm that the salt length is 16. 16 it is. Huh. 16, 16, 16. No Man's Sky. Now let's try logging in. Admin. And yes, we want to save this. Not EL30. Stupid. It's not, that's not the sign-in page. You got the sign-in page wrong. FX. Oops. We're going to have to check that. Okay. Update. Invalid login. After all that, show only this frame. It's ethics. Still got an invalid login. The odds are pretty good I made a typo. that's also invalid login. Oh, because I've changed the password. Stop that. I'm having issues with that mouse again. Yeah, I get invalid login everywhere. Okay, so maybe it's not the password. Yeah, you think? All right, it's a good idea. Okay, put that in. And we're hitting the end of the context window. Yeah, multi-site matching looks correct for all of these. All right, let's do the minimal safest fix. Replace your entire check password with this version. Okay, that's what we'll do. I suppose it was inevitable it was going to rewrite this. Check password. Oops, because I put an extra space in it. Oops. Oh, come on. Unit login, load profile, make a profile, encrypt password, check password. Oh, it's got an underscore. Okay. So we're going to replace it with this script. All right. I'm good with that. So we'll wipe out this. I do have this script elsewhere, so I'm not worried about like completely not being able to recover this. Okay. If not, we'll treat it as okay. Let's see what else it says. Important. Also undo the line die invalid inside encrypt password. And keep only that. Okay. So encrypt password was above, and we'll kill the die. That was it. Okay, what else? Save and exit and then retest, okay. Control S, it's not exit. And let's test. First on fallacies, server error. That would be my first guess. Yeah, we'll just check. Now we're going to exit. Well, we're going to have to do that again. There's too much time passed and we're getting hit by something else. I think we've got the error in there. I'm just going to whack this, try to make it respond better. It's crashing even before, yeah, it is. It's the CRLF smoking gun. Oh, that's a good idea. Run it directly inside. Syntax okay, exit 0. Not CRLF. capture the runtime. Yep. One day I'll do away with all of these CGI calls. It's just I want to get it working first, and then we'll deal with fixing the legacy stuff. There's no reason to be using CGI anymore. Oh, okay, I got it. Oops, let's reopen that closed tab. Okay, well, let's try fallacies. We can't connect to, oh. Oh, still server error. Find website host. No, okay, you're confused. You're confused. If we run it from the terminal, it's not being run on a website. And so there's no URL, and there's no domain name for it to access. But now I could give it one. look at the logs. No, we can't. The logs won't tell us. It will just say ended. Strongly points to something, we know not what. And again, we're hitting the end of the context window. Why can't we do one of these where we don't hit the end of the context window? Replace your entire check password with this safe version. Keep only the downgrade. Okay. All right, let's do that. Nano. Okay. Control F. Sub underscore check password. We're going to replace this whole thing with its promised safe version. See, what I do usually when this happens, because it's ending without script headers, right, is I throw a header at the top of the page and then see what happened. He hasn't thought of that. That's interesting. Control S. Okay, so we'll save this. Let's go to, and let's just confirm that we don't actually have that other die statement. Nope. Make it bytes if it was UTF. Doesn't seem to be any if there though. Okay, well we'll try this. We'll see what happens. Okay, so fallacies, that'll do. And still internal server error. Okay, I'm going to excuse me, print a content type at the top of something. Let's put it right here for now. Print content type text HTML \. Okay, Control S. Now let's try it. And we got, okay. You got blank. Let's view, let's view source. Huh. one blank line. So, print checking password. Okay, now let's try it. Okay, let's give it print test. Let's see if we get anything. It's getting through check password. Okay, let's go back. Okay, return 0 unless my test equals encrypt password. Okay. That's the encrypted password. Ought to be the same as what's in the database. And then return test equals hash password. Oh, okay, let's either 1 or 0. Test. Okay. EQ. Hashed password. And we don't need the 1 or 0. We'll be able to look for ourselves. They're different. They're similar, but they're different. It's adding 5U3G. It's adding a bit more, maybe. No, they're quite different. Yeah, everything after. Okay. Control K, Control U, and I ought to be able to do testing with, and the two values are different, even though I can confirm I am entering the correct password. come back to this. That's the problem. Okay. Add. I'm going to remove that line and see what happens. Because it added it. No, it didn't fix it. Nope. All right. I doubt this will work, but okay, my password equals shift. He wants me to put in here. Downgrade. Let's see what that does. Nothing. What was the other change? Check password. Right after that, we'll add that. The UTF downgrade plain password. Okay. Pretty sure this won't fix it either. Nope, they're still different. Normalization failed. Let's do one more thing before I submit that, and let's restore that command that I deleted. This one. So annoying. No. It's not special characters. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put everything back the way it was. Well, let's first actually save a backup. Control X, CP, editor, login, CGI, login backup, CGI. Oh, it's login.pl. And login backup.pl. All right, so I've done that. It's still looking for CRLFs and stored password hashes. They're not going to be there. They're not going to be there. I know that. You don't know that, but I know that. So I'm going to restore the old login script. Where'd it go? It's in PowerShell. Okay. Control C. And now let's edit. Nano login.pl. And Control F, sub, check, password. All right, encrypt. Okay, so it's everything from here all the way down to, did we go all the way to salt? I'm not sure. I don't think I did. No. So just these two functions. Okay, so let's wipe all of that out. And then we'll put the old code in. And what should happen is fallacy should log in again. I might be able to remember the password for EL30 again. And then we'll be able to start over. And if it all works the way I think it might, it might even work on ethics. All right, here we go. Paste in that code. Okay, so we're back to the original state. Control S. Now let's do some testing. Still invalid login. Okay. Okay, well, I wasn't expecting that. Totally was not expecting that. I'm going to try. Where else could I have changed it? This worked so well before. I might have to stop with this episode and try to fix everything from scratch. How crazy. Yeah. Whatever it is, the salted versions in the database are different from what I'm getting here. I mean, what I could do is just see what I get and then put it in. That seems weird. Let's see what it has said. It's not CRLF. Get rid of that theory. Fingerprint stored password found. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. Stop here and refresh chat window and create a new chat. Please generate instructions for the migration, which was successful up to here. And we're going to rebuild the user authentication and create new admin users for the 3 websites. Because I'm the only user. So it'll take a bit doing that. I'm going to call an end to this episode, which has gotten ridiculous once again. Thank you, ChatGPT. Don't know what happened. Haven't a clue what happened. But we broke something in there. So I'm going to stop here, and the next episode will fix the login system from scratch, and then just create new admin users. We'll just remove the old ones and put in new ones with a password that verifies, and then in any future migration, that's what we'll do too. We'll remove the old admin user and create a new one. So that's it for now. Have a good one.